Black Ops 6 has a very wide variety of guns to pick from, and I know a lot of you have been trying your hardest to grind that XP so you can get your hands on all the late unlocks, but what are the best guns for grinding as much XP as you possibly can, as quickly as you can? I'm here to help. What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel, Jimmy or Chaos. Today we're going to be taking a look at what I think are the 10 best guns in Black Ops 6 for leveling up the fastest. Now keep in mind, this is not a list of the overall best guns in the game. Rather, this is a list of guns that are either unlocked by default or unlocked super early in the progression that you're going to want to keep using throughout your prestige run because they're easy to use. They also have great stats, or they're just great for grinding XP one way or another. So if you're looking to level up quickly, which most people are, these are the guns you should be using. Let me know in the comments which of these guns you've been using the most. Drop a like on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. And at number 10, we're going to go with the XMG. Now, this is a weapon that some of you may have gotten some solid time in during the beta, but it's also pretty solid in the full game as well, especially if you're trying to rack up the XP. It's a second light machine gun in the Black Ops 6 progression, features a moderate rate of fire with some pretty respectable damage, and a massive, huge default magazine. It's good. Actually, it's great for holding down objectives. You can rack up the eliminations, and it's also fantastic for blasting down enemy streaks. You'll probably want to throw a few attachments on it to make up for that recoil, but in terms of stats and potential XP per minute, it can be pretty nutty. You won't have to grind much to get your hands on it either, since again, it's the second LMG in the progression system. And I say again, blasting down enemy streaks, there are a lot of airstreaks in the air in Black Ops 6 right now. At number 9, the Tonto 22. Now, I previously called the Tonto one of the best guns in the game. I'm still there. But I'm going to put it down at number 9 for a few reasons. Firstly, it's not a default unlock, so I have to knock it down a few places for that. But it's also a somewhat difficult gun to use because of the slow rate of fire. I mean, you have to be a skilled player. You can avoid some of those people can dance in Black Ops 6, and they can avoid bullets. I know, it's Matrix out there. But then again, the Tonto is an amazing SMG if you stay on target. If you play to the strengths, it's dominant. Fires super slowly, but it hits like a truck. It can kill in 2 bullets up close and 3 to 4 at longer ranges. Now, the fire rate will get you in trouble, but it's a great gun for providing support to your team. Also, while cleaning up a ton of enemies in quick succession with very few bullets. And the most important part, it's part of a default class if you want to use some free attachments for it. Now, once you start building this thing out, it gets absolutely nasty. At number 8, the KSV. Now, this submachine gun has been making a name for itself as a pretty viable alternative to the C9. Sure, it's later in the progression than the C9, and the C9 is technically a better weapon overall on paper, but the KSV has some good potential if you play aggressively, and if you want a little bit of extra mid-range potential. Very easy to manage the recoil on this gun, and the damage is perfectly acceptable up close while still remaining solid at mid-range, which is why a lot of people are starting to slowly gravitate towards it over the other SMGs in the game. I'm gonna lightly call it right now. In the next coming weeks, the KSV may work its way to the top. I know, it's gonna get outshot up close, but it's still very powerful. Great choice for leveling up quickly, especially if you're a hardcore player who wants something with some super quick mobility and a very long 1 to 2 shot kill range. Now in core, results may vary. Hardcore, this thing is gross. At number 7, the Tarkov 7.62. People have been starting to figure out how good this gun is going to be. The potential of this gun. It's the second marksman rifle you get your hands on, and it's a semi-automatic monster. It can actually kill enemies with a single bullet to the head, which makes it, well, you already know, extremely powerful. I mean, widely overlooked when the game came out because of that low fire rate cap, and it's a marksman rifle, but the more people started experimenting with it, the popular it gets, the more popular it gets. By hitting somebody just one time with this thing, you're basically guaranteed an elimination. If you don't get the kill, your teammate's almost certainly going to clean them up and give you the full 100 points for the assist. On top of that, you have a juicy one-shot kill to the head range. I mean, that's just crazy. Makes it easy to clean up entire groups of enemies with a few shots if they're all clumped together on an objective. It is a beast of a rifle. And if you're somebody who likes the semi-auto lifestyle, which I am not, you're going to want to give this gun a try. But also, if you're just trying to rank up quickly as you can, this rifle is going to get you a ton of progress because of just the sheer amount of damage it does and the sheer number of assist points you'll get in return for using it from a safe distance. At number 6, the Ames 85. It's just a great all-around assault rifle. It's unlocked at level 19, so you may have to grind a tiny bit for it, but it is worth sticking with once you get your loadout. Has a less than stellar rate of fire, but in return, you get some laser beam accuracy, and you get some solid damage, which makes it a fantastic choice for those of you who previously liked using guns like the ICR, the ACR. Those are rifles with moderate damage per shot. but laser-like accuracy for long range, and since it's so accurate, it's a good choice for leveling up quickly. You can rack up the XP. Super consistent, super reliable, always has your back. I'm going to put it at number 6 despite its popularity due to the fact that it's probably the biggest grind to unlock out of any gun on the list that we're going to talk about today. But in the grand scheme of things, level 19 won't take you that long to reach. So give the aims a try once you get it. I have a feeling you're going to fall in love with it. Now we arrive at the top 5. At number 5, the SWAT 556 makes its grandiose return from Black Ops 2, and I'm a little confused as to why Treyarch elected to bring the gun back out of all of the guns from the Black Ops history, but whatever. At the end of the day, I'm okay with it. The new version of it's good. It's a default marksman rifle, very reliable 3-round burst, relatively low recoil, super high damage per shot. Now, not everyone is a fan of 3-round burst weapons, but the SWAT, it feels like an old school Call of Duty rifle. And if you're looking for that solid, reliable rifle that's going to be with you no matter what, it's the SWAT. Since it's a default unlock, you'll never have to worry about losing it after you hit the prestige button, and it remains viable throughout the entire progression. Put some games in with it. See what you think. At number 4, the AK-74, the second assault rifle you unlock in Black Ops 6, and I've been enjoying it. I mean, I'm an XM4 guy right now, but I'm probably going to start putting more time into this as well. I mentioned in a previous video, it's not quite as punchy or thunderous as the classic AK-47, but that's to be expected since it's a more modern version of the gun. The AK-74 features a relatively low rate of fire for a Black Ops 6 rifle, but in return, you get some above average damage and some pretty manageable recoil. The time to kill, it's pretty quick if you land your shots, which I know we could say about most guns. If you aim high, once again, we can say about most guns, but what makes it very competitive during the later parts of your prestige journey is the fact that it grinds up XP, even without attachments. Very powerful weapon. Once you start ranking it up and loading it with attachments, you can turn it into a close-range monster or a long-range death cannon. It is a good weapon for leveling up quickly in the early stages of your prestige run, and since it's a second rifle you get your hands on, I thought this was a good spot. At number 3, the C9. I think basically we could all get in a room together, stare at each other, and we would all agree this is the best SMG in the game, and for good reason. Maybe we won't. I don't know. It's basically the Black Ops 6 equivalent of the iconic MP5. Has all the best traits, fast handling, super fast close range time to kill, competitive mid-range time to kill, a whole bunch of attachments, slew of attachments. You can fine-tune the performance on it to whatever playstyle you have, and it's unlocked by default. This should be your go-to SMG for your entire prestige run if you're just trying to get as much XP as you can as quickly as possible. The only reason I put it at 3 instead of 2 is because of the range drop-off. It can make it a little hard to use beyond close range, whereas the last 2 guns we're going to talk about, they're pretty amazing at close, mid, and long. But the C9 is an amazing gun. Definitely the best SMG in the game right now, and since it's a default unlock, it gets a top 3 spot. Be sure to get some games in with it, because I'm telling you right now, Treyarch is 100% going to be nerfing it in the near future. I have a feeling it's about to get gutted. At number 2, the PU-21. I am surprised and shocked that more people are not talking about this gun. Starting LMG. It's nuts. I'm not usually a light machine gun type of player, especially not in games that play as quickly as Black Ops 6, but the PU-21 has an absurd time to kill. It had some traits that make it one of the best weapons in the game for leveling up quickly, especially if you're someone who also likes to shoot down enemy kill streaks. The PU has a solid rate of fire, some super chunky damage per shot, and it doesn't kick very much for an LMG. It's easy to stay on target. That makes that time to kill quick. The damage it does to kill streaks is super high. The only downside that I can find is a long reload animation, which makes sense because it's an LMG. The PU-21 is insane, but it doesn't seem like anybody's actually using it right now. Maybe it's the movement speed. Maybe it's just the fact that it's an LMG. I don't know. It's amazing for leveling if you ask me, because not only can it shred through enemies, but it will also shred through enemy streaks and get you a ton of assists for the leg and arm tags that you're going to get while people are holding down objectives. If you haven't tried it, give it a try. And at number 1, has to be the XM4, the default assault rifle, arguably the best assault rifle in the game. I don't know. You tell me what you think. Just like in Black Ops Cold War, it's a beast up close. It's a beast at mid-range. And from across the map, it's a beast, assuming you can stay on target. It's unlocked by default. There's a preset class with a fully kitted out version of it, so there shouldn't be any surprise that I'm giving it the number 1 spot. It's versatile. Fits basically every role with ease. It reminds me of the NV4, from Infinite Warfare, just like a Call of Duty M4 rifle should. If you're playing Black Ops 6 on launch day, you probably recall looking at the kill feed and seeing the entire lobby using the XM4. Nothing else out there, because it was easily the best default unlock in the game, and it was on a preset. Come on. Top tier weapon, even after you unlock more rifles. If you want to level up as quickly as possible, you're probably grinding with the XM4. Let me know one sleeper gun that I did not mention that's really good for leveling up. and I'll see you guys soon.